When intimacy is removed, love is ruined. When intimacy is removed from the equation, love is ruined. And what we've seen by the study, when intimacy is removed, even the sex itself is ruined. But when intimacy is removed from the equation, love itself is ruined. We're losing the ability to connect, to be able to have those type of relationships. So as we've been having this discussion, we've started to tackle this, that if we're talking about this 4 easy steps to wreck your life, that it's not that we intend to do any of these things. It's not that we set out and say, man, I want to wreck my life. It just is that I've put together this recipe of things. This is what I want out of life, the spiritual, the relational, the financial. And I put together this recipe, and then I added something into the mix that doesn't belong. And normally when I add it, it's because the enemy is out there. God is trying to say, I want you to enjoy life. I want you to enjoy relationships. I even want you to enjoy sexual relationships. But we add ingredients because there's an enemy trying to say, I don't want you to enjoy those things. So I'm going to give you a false picture of what it looks like. I'm going to give you a tease of what it could be so that you're not enjoying everything that you can have. And so the lies that we begin to tell ourselves to get us caught up in this before we come up with the solution to all of this, there's 3 lies that we tell ourselves. Number 1 is that this is a victimless crime. I'm not really hurting anybody. See, people get on their internet browser, they get on their smartphone, and say, well, as long as it's just me in a video and I'm not really affecting anybody else, and we think it's not really that big a deal. I mean, I'm not hurting anybody. But the fact remains, on top of the very idea that it is destroying our marriages, it's affecting our kids, it's affecting our families. But also when I go and watch a video, and when you go out and see that, that's someone's daughter. That's someone's mother. It is having an effect on our culture. It's simply not a victimless crime. Number 2, and with that is this idea, I'll talk more about this a little bit later, but the shirt that I'm wearing is porn kills love. When intimacy is destroyed, the sex and love is ruined. And there's a group that got together, it's not even really a group of Christians, it's a group of people that got together and said, this is such an epidemic in our culture, it's become the new drug. And so they began an organization called Fight the New Drug. And their whole thing is just to educate culture on the effects of pornography and how it's affecting, in particular the American world, but literally affecting the whole world. Porn kills love. Number 2, the second lie that we tell ourselves is I can stop whenever I want. I think most, especially for the young man who gets started in pornography, maybe they're young, 13 or 14 years old, they become a high schooler and they're like, man, this isn't a big deal. I can stop it whenever I want. In fact, they tell themselves this lie. They say, well, I'm just doing this now because I'm not married and I don't have a partner, but once I get married, I can have all the sex that I want, and because of that, I'm not going to do this anymore. First of all, if those who are married, that's a lie. That doesn't happen. It isn't like that. But number 2, even when it is, they still find they can't stop.